Hello and welcome or welcome back. My name is Chris and today we're talking about a fragrance from the house of Armani. So on today's video we have a fragrance from the house of Armani. This is a Prive fragrance, which is their private line. They're more exclusive range and they have a couple of ranges within that range itself. They have Les Eaux, which are going to be the eau de toilette. They're going to be lighter, more airy type of scents, done very well by the way. Then they also have their darker bottles. I'm not sure what they actually call that line itself. And then they have these, which are going to be their exceptional creations. These are going to be colored bottles. So there's Rouge Malachite, there is Vert Malachite, there's Blue Lazuli, there is Indigo Tanzanite, there is another turquoise one, and there might be, I think there's a magenta one as well now. So these are pretty pricey. These are retailing for 340 US dollars for 100 mils or 3.4 fluid ounces. And this is what the packaging looks like for Rouge Malachite, which is the red edition of these fragrances. So you get a glossy red box that has that beautiful, like kind of stone looking material. You get some information at the back and some information at the bottom. You do slide this off and you get your traditional Armani Privé box. This box comes for all of the range fragrances for Armani Privé. Then you open this up and you've got your beautiful bottle sitting in there. So this is an incredibly beautiful bottle. It's probably, me being biased because it is my favorite color, the color of red. I think it's very sexy, very seductive, very sexy, very sultry. This bottle really does represent what the actual fragrance smells like because it is a white floral fragrance, but it can come off a little bit more on the feminine side. So this fragrance came out in 2016, and the top notes for this are going to be pink pepper and sage. You do get that beautiful pink pepper at the top, which gives it that beautiful spice in the fragrance itself. It's going to give it that little extra oomph, that extra little kick itself. Sage in here is done very well. It's not like a burning sage. I think it's more of the actual plant instead of a smoky sage scent itself. And I really do like that about it. I'm not really a big fan of burning sage myself. I don't really care for the scent. I have never cared for it since I was a kid. And to me, it really kind of ruins fragrances in certain aspects. But this one itself does it very well. It's blended beautifully. Then in the middle notes, you're going to get orange blossom as well as tuberose and jasmine. This fragrance is definitely a white floral. You do get that tuberose. It is very prominent once you do spray this fragrance itself. The nice thing about the fragrance is that the tuberose kind of dies off as you start to wear it. At least for me and my experience, it does kind of come off and it does kind of wear away, which tuberose to me is one of those notes that definitely can come off a little bit old, a little bit more mature. So I do like the fact that it kind of dissipates a little bit because it is a dramatic, note that was used a lot in the 90s, 80s, and the 70s as a fragrance note. Now, this one itself having jasmine, I think the jasmine really contrasts that and makes it a very beautiful combination with both of them. And the orange blossom adds a little bit of modernity to it. It's going to add a little bit of a lighter, freshy type of scent to the actual fragrance. And there's also some ylang ylang, which is a very beautiful ylang ylang. I think ylang ylang is either done very well in certain fragrances like J'adore, or it's done very badly. And I think in this fragrance, they kind of went for a very soft ylang ylang, and it's done very well. If you notice, all of these are going to be white flowers. That's what this fragrance is wrapped around. That's what they actually created this fragrance to be like. I think it's very beautiful. I think it's extremely well done, and it does last quite a bit. Then if we get into the base, we're going to get Amber Extreme. That is a trademarked note, which means it is a synthetic component or it is semi-synthesized. Then we're also going to get benzoin and cashmere wood, which is another actual synthesized note. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think at this price point, we're all thinking we want natural things, but if you want a fragrance to be long lasting and natural, they kind of have to use a combination of both to make the fragrance last as long as you want for the price point you're paying for. And I think that they did a very good balance in this fragrance as to using synthesized and natural ingredients. And the amber in this one is done very well. It's very soft and supple, suede-like amber at the bottom. But what really takes the prize here is the cashmere wood. It is a very beautiful woody type of scent that is very unique. It's really quickly for price breakdown. If you do get a 1.7 or a 50 ml size of this fragrance, the price that you would be paying is 231 US dollars, which gives you a price per ml cost of $4.62, so quite pricey. If you get the size that I have here, which is the 100 ml or 3.4 size, you'd be paying 340 US dollars, which gives you a price per ml of $3.40. So it's really pretty pricey if you actually, want to break down and actually see what a mill looks like. I would certainly suggest to go and do that because it is not a lot, but if you really like the scent, then it is worth it to you. I don't think it's nearly as bad as other fragrances like Tom Ford ones or even Killian fragrances in price per mil if you do the breakdown. But I do think that this fragrance itself is a little bit pricey. It is a little bit more of a luxurious scent, and I think that it is certainly a fragrance that can lean a little bit more feminine. So if you're looking for something that's going to be right in the middle when it comes to the unisex level, this is probably not going to be the one for you. I do think that this fragrance can be, layered with something else to make it a little bit more masculine. But because it is a white floral fragrance, which is typically associated with feminine fragrances, it might be a little bit more of a challenge to layer this with something else. Typically, I don't really care. I wear whatever I like. But if you are, looking for a more quote unquote traditional masculine scent, this is not going to be the one for you. So what are my final thoughts on this fragrance? I definitely think that this fragrance is a luxurious and sensual fragrance. It is captivating and exudes elegance and refinement with vibrant notes of pink pepper, orange blossom, ylang ylang. This fragrance really does captivate anyone's attention. It is a fragrance that leaves a very luxurious, beautiful, sexy, seductive, trail behind you. If you're looking for a fragrance that is going to captivate people's attention, then I would certainly say that this is one of them. I think that if you're looking at white floral fragrances in general, this is probably going to be the one that you can, call a little bit more modern, but you can also say it still has that wow factor. It does have that look at me type of aura with this fragrance. So if you're looking to, do something like have a meeting and have everyone have their attentions gravitate towards you, and you want a compliment getter fragrance, then I would certainly say that Rouge Malachite is the perfect scent for you. I do think that it's a beautiful bottle. I think that the line is beautiful. Armani Privé, so far, I have not been disappointed with any of the fragrances that I've gotten from them. I will say that. There have been other lines that I love fragrances from, but I am disappointed of some of the ones that I've purchased. And Armani Privé has not let me down at least once so far. So far, so good. I am very much in love with the line itself. I do want to try the rest of them. Have you guys tried it? Let me know down in the comments. Also, let me know what your guys' thoughts on this fragrance are down below. And make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more fragrance-related content. And I hope to see you on the next video. See you next time. Bye.